Okay, looks like we are good to go. Yep, take two. Man, that was a little wild. Okay, looks like we are good. Yeah, that was a little wild. Guess it just wouldn't be a contract of the stream if there weren't difficulties. All right. Good lord. Yeah, that was a buddy. All right, guys, I hate to be an asshole, but I already start this shit. All right. Whew. All right. Hey, Rachel from Oak Druid, how you doing? Stacy, all right. Yeah. Yep, things are looking promising. Ah. All right. Looking better. Looking better. Looking like we should now. Huh. Drunk doodling. That's a good thing to do. Ah, man. Hey, Josh Rowe, what is up? How are you doing? Let's kick things off with a little copyright free.
All rise for her bath.
Never fear, Boris is here. Ready, let's go! Slice, cuts and chick-breaky, cold kapot and чебуреки. Always moving, never done, such is life, it's less around. Take my ladder, dragon down, fingers up and windows down. Hot pull many and some quads, drive around and pop her bath.
I'm doing pretty good. Decided to get myself back in
Play this music from your car, inviting friends from near and far. Here everybody knows, squats on toes, break your bones.
Do you? So listen.
Raving corners, pumping stars, squatching bushes, hills and ground. I need no better way to get the western spice away. Big and fearless like a bear, tracksuit with the stripes I wear. From Krakow to Kamchatka, and the patrons see the vodka.
That's right, cheeky breaky. All right. Now that we feel a little bit more into it, how's everyone else doing today? It looks like you're doing good. You know? Oh, that's right, I'm back, baby. Here for all your friendly satanic needs. From east to west coast, worldwide. We're interrupting your regularly programmed broadcast to bring you a world of filth and excitement. A world free from the confines of ideology and nation state. There is but one true way here at the Count Jackula stream, and that is the way of Satan. And Satan says hello. He hopes you're all doing very well. Hello, Ryan. Good to see you. Good to see everybody. It is sometimes a hard time over here over in the slut pits. Ain't all peaches and cream. Sometimes you gotta deal with some bullshit. Sometimes it's technological bullshit. Sometimes it is societal bullshit. It's all bullshit and it's bad for you. The plan for tonight is for me to give you all testament. Testament that was revealed to me in the great upper realms and in the lower realms. And that testament is white America, you ain't gonna be white America no more. It's coming to a head. It is coming to a head. I never thought I would see the day coming, approaching us from the horizon. A world where, once again, America will attempt to fulfill its promise and become a more perfect union where all men, women, and gender nonconforming shall be treated equal, have the same right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It'll happen. It will happen. There will be a great fall of white America. There will be a great fall. Now, no need, lest I sound too hopeful, I do not know what tribulations lie ahead. I'm just assured that we will get there. And we'll probably get there by the end of the century. At the very latest. Because what we've got right now is we've got one part of America, the former dominant force, white America. It can no longer be white America. It cannot. There's no way. It must become the more perfect union. Will the union continue as it is? Will it split? What type of conflict are we going to be talking about in the meantime? Now, that I don't know. That I don't know. All I know is that it will improve. It will absolutely improve. Because the forces that want it to not go in that direction they have nothing but force. And that's not going to do forever. There are now more of us. And we're not even asking them, we're not talking about, we don't need to put people in jail. We don't need to punish them. We don't need to do anything of the sort. All we need to do is wait, and all that we were asking is for people to put the whiteness down. Because whiteness only exists because of racism. It can't exist without it. So in order to put the race, and you got to put the racism down. There's just no two ways about that. It's got to be put down. You know, like Old Yeller, you got to put it down. Because this ain't going to be working much longer. It just isn't. You know? And you know that it's white evangelical American Christianity because, like, black churches don't talk about this shit. Not like this. Not like they've been doing. Yeah, they might agree on the abortion issue or whatever. But no, they don't. They don't. They're not places of white grievance. You know, they may be places of black grievance. That makes sense. But the thing is even then, not so much. Not so much with the grievance. You know, why does so many black people testify, and why has out-and-out revenge not been taken? Oh, you could say it's societal repression. I don't think so. I think the fact of the matter is they all know they're going to win in the end. They're going to get their due. They're going to get their piece. It's going to happen. You know? Well, yeah, like their place of paradise is assured. You know, it's coming. It's coming. In the real world, it's coming. You can't have anything run by people like Trump or DeSantis or things like that. No. No, you can't. They can't run a world as big as the United States is. That's why they have to split off if they're going to survive, and I don't know that they will. I mean, and by that I mean survive. I don't know that they're going to survive. You know, we got people like can't accept Black Jesus. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? If you knew Jesus came up to you and it was Jesus, and he was black or trans, what would you do? Now I'm talking, you know it's Jesus. You know it's him. You know, it is the Lord. It comes to you as a black trans person. What are you going to do? What are you going to do on that day? That's right, I'm a Satanist talking about Jesus. He comes to you that day. That's time to repent. And that's what's happening now. It's happening now. Persecuting people. Persecuting people as Jesus was persecuted in all the stories. But you could have put him in a camp. That didn't sound like the way into Heavenly Father's fucking holy paradise to me. That's not what that sounds like. Let's see, someone named Stephen Brown is like good, strong, white Christians. Well, hold on, I read this. Didn't sound like the way into... Yeah, someone's like, good, strong, white Christian males absolutely dominate if you war with them. Imagine a strong, healthy, sober Satanist. They're rare. Most are drunk and flabby and weak like you. Well, Stephen Brown, I'm going to tell you, a lot more of the world looks like me than it does you. Wouldn't be worried about that China if it wasn't. Strong white Christian males. You fucking say, have you looked at yourselves? Have you looked at yourselves, taking a good long look in the mirror? Hell, you don't even have to look in the mirror. Just look at the people around you. They're all fucking blobs, man. You like overweight as shit, all on heart medication. What are you talking about? That's some bullshit. No, I am not afraid of a Christian army winning. There's no way. There's no way. First of all, there ain't enough of you. Just because people is nonviolent doesn't mean they can't fight back. Doesn't mean they can't fight back. Don't fucking think that for a goddamn minute. Not the same thing at all. Good, strong Christian males. Yeah, motherfucker, show me one. Show me fucking one. You show me one, and I will show you a man who lives every day afraid that he's a loser. Ugh. Yeah, nonviolent ain't pacifist. I'll give peace a chance, but don't push it. Do not push it. People thinking. Oh, wait, we got top chat. I got a live chat. There we go. There's all the bullshit. Oh, boy. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, that dude's gone. He's gone. He fucking bitched out already. And he couldn't take it. Oh, no, he's still in the chat. What you got? 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 What you got, Stephen Brown? Come on, man. Jesus is waiting on you. What you got? You got nothing? Is that how you defend your Lord? You a slave and you know it. So, any thoughts on the Evil Dead Rise? Yeah, Evil Dead Rise is a pretty good movie. I think he got raptured. I think you're right. Yeah, he got raptured. He's got Jesus and no pussy. Bad deal. Well, yeah. Makes people. One thing Jesus never actually against is pussy. Okay. In fact, I don't remember him saying a lot about sex. Period. Yeah. White male. They drink cheap beer, hide in corners, talk like they're better than everyone else in the room. Grandma will do it. Yeah. That's the real separation here. The people who think that some people are superior to others, and those that don't. Oh, but do you think you're superior to conservatives? Well, not inherently. You see, I am a little bit of an elitist. I mean, I'll cop to that. Like, because I know a lot of people that really think that all conservatives need is to look into their hearts and be better educated on things. Like, they believe in you. But I don't. You got to prove it to me. You got to prove it to me. And the way you prove it to me is you prove that you care about your fellow man no matter what shape or color they come in. You have to prove it. Until then, you come up to me and it's like, well, I'm a conservative Christian. Yeah, I do think less of you. I do. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. Are they better people than I? Probably. Probably. Let's see. Is Evil Dead Rise a sequel or a prequel? It is a sequel to the 2014 Evil Dead. But it has none of those characters. It's a completely different cast. But you can tell it's set in that same world because the Deadites or the Kandarian demons, like, I don't think they ever use the word. They never use the word Deadite in the remakes, but they do say Kandarian. The Kandarians are much more in line with the 2014 film than the original 80s one. Yeah, them motherfuckers need Satan. You know, like, they need to figure out, like, why they're behaving the way they are. And the thing is that I know what the answer is. I know what the answer is. They think some people deserve to be punished for existing. And they think punishment works. It doesn't. It'll stop things in the immediate, It doesn't change people, particularly when you talked about adults. Doesn't change them. Opportunity, self-improvement, the desire to change, that's what improves people. It's in their hands. Yeah. Yeah, punishment doesn't work. It causes kinks, but like, yeah, exactly. Well, also, like, the whole idea that there is going to be, like, an armed fight with the Christians is ridiculous. Because their big argument is with the urban areas. You're going to come in here and no, that's not going to happen. I've seen you try. You know, and they're worried. They're really worried, and they should be. If you hold on to whiteness, you should be worried. Not because punishment is coming, but because shame is coming. Shame is coming. Just like it did to the Nazis in Germany, shame is coming. You will live the rest of your life in shame and shunned rightly. That's the big, urban warfare is different than country warfare. It totally is. It's like, I want to see a bunch of like, they ain't gonna be able to pull off a Tulsa. They can't pull that one off. Yeah. Can't pull off a Tulsa these days. Doesn't work like that. Where are you going to get the tanks? Where are you going to get the planes? Where are you going to get the bombs? Maybe if DeSantis becomes president. Maybe if a Republican becomes president, you might be able to get away with that. You might be able to figure out how to do it. And don't think they won't try. You know, we'll try. They won't. They may even succeed in the battle. But the war is a foregone conclusion. A second Waco? No. No, I don't think a second Waco is going to happen. I think what you're going to have instead, because here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. Now, do I think that there could be raids on these white supremacist compounds? That I think could happen. That I think very much that could happen. You got to share the 11 rules of satanic statements with a Catholic who's actually open-minded today. It was weird. That's good. That's good. But no, the you know what? Let's listen to the words of a man wiser than I. And hear him say it.
At this time, I have the honor to present to you the moral leader of our nation. I have the pleasure to present to you Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Five score years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land. And so we've come here today to dramatize a shameful condition. In a sense, we've come to our nation's capital to cash a check. When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, would be guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note insofar as her citizens of color are concerned. Instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America has given the Negro people a bad check, a check which has come back marked insufficient funds.
Funds.
100 years later, 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 1 But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great vaults of opportunity of this nation. So we've come to cash this check, a check that will give us upon demand the riches of freedom and the security of justice. We have also come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of now. This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all of God's children. It would be fatal for the nation to overlook the urgency of the moment. This sweltering summit of the Negro's legitimate discontent will not pass until that is an invigorating autumn of freedom and equality. 1963 is not an end, but a beginning. Those who hope that the Negro needed to blow off steam and will now be content will have a rude awakening if the nation returns to business as usual. There will be neither rest nor tranquility in America until the Negro is granted his citizenship rights. The whirlwinds of revolt will continue to shake the foundations of our nation until the bright day of justice emerges. But that is something that I must say to my people who stand on the warm threshold which leads into the palace of justice. In the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. We must forever conduct our struggle on the high plane of dignity and discipline. We must not allow our creative protests to degenerate into physical violence. Again and again, we must rise to the majestic heights of meeting physical force with soul force. The marvelous new militancy which has engulfed the Negro community must not lead us to a distrust of all white people. For many of our white brothers, as evidenced by their presence here today, have come to realize that their destiny is tied up with our destiny. And they have come to realize that their freedom is inextricably bound to our freedom. We cannot walk alone. And as we walk, we must make the pledge that we shall always march ahead. We cannot turn back. There are those who are asking the devotees of civil rights, when will you be satisfied? We can never be satisfied as long as the Negro is the victim of the unspeakable horrors of police brutality. We can never be satisfied as long as our body is heavy with the fatigue of travel. cannot gain lodging in the motels of the highways and the hotels of the cities. We cannot be satisfied as long as the Negro's basic mobility is from a smaller ghetto to a larger one. We can never be satisfied as long as our children are stripped of their selfhood and robbed of their dignity by signs stating for whites only. We cannot be satisfied as long as a Negro in Mississippi cannot vote and a Negro in New York believes he has nothing for which to vote. No, we are not satisfied, and we will not be satisfied until justice rolls down like waters and righteousness like a mighty stream. I am not unmindful that some of you have come here out of great trials and tribulations. Some of you have come fresh from narrow jail cells. Some of you have come from areas where your quest for freedom left you battered by the storms of persecution and staggered by the winds of police brutality. You have been the veterans of creative suffering. Continue to work with the faith that unearned suffering is redemptive. Go back to Mississippi. Go back to Alabama. Go back to South Carolina. Go back to Georgia. Go back to Louisiana. Go back to the slums and ghettos of our northern cities. Knowing that somehow this situation can and will be changed. Let us not wallow in the valley of despair. I say to you today, my friend, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
Stacy says sometimes I feel like Mrs. Banks protesting for suffrage rights matters because the cause upsets him.
That one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. And every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is a faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, my country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring. And when this happens, and when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
The thing that is so cool about that speech is that Martin Luther King is not saying that he is directly tying the fate of America with that of Black America, saying that it is also the fate and the destiny of white Americans as well. You know, that freedom is the birthright and the destiny of all Americans. That is powerful stuff.
We have no alternative but to keep moving with determination. We've gone too far now to turn back. And in a real sense, we are moving, and we cannot afford to stop, because Alabama and because our nation has a date with destiny. I'm here to tell you tonight that the businessmen, the mayor of this city, the police commissioner of this city, and everybody in the white power structure of this city must take a responsibility for everything that Jim Clark does in this community. It's time for us to say to these men that if you don't do something about it, we will have no alternative but to engage in broader and more drastic forms of civil disobedience in order to bring the attention of the nation to this whole issue in Selma, Alabama.
silent creed is the conviction that there are some things so dear, some things so precious, some things so eternally true that they're worth dying for. And if a man happens to be 36 years old, as I happen to be, and some great truth stands before the door of his life, some great opportunity to stand up for that which is right, he's afraid his home will get bombed, or he's afraid that he will lose his job, or he's afraid that he will get shot or beat down by state troopers. He may go on and live until he's 80, but he's just as dead as 36 as he would be at 80, and the cessation of breathing in his life is merely the belated announcement of an earlier death of the spirit. He died. A man dies when he refuses to stand up for that which is right. A man dies when he refuses to stand up for justice. A man dies when he refuses to take a stand for that which is true. So we're going to stand up right here amid horses. We're going to stand up right here in Alabama amid the billy clubs. We're going to stand up right here in Alabama amid police dogs if they have them. We're going to stand up amid tear gas. We're going to stand up amid anything that they can muster up, letting the world know that we are determined to be free.
All we say to America is be true to what you said on paper. If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right. And so just as I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
This is so good.
So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Yeah, that is, I believe, the speech he gave right before he was assassinated. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Injunction turn us around.
Yeah, I just want to replay this because I think it's the most significant part.
Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Man, that gets me every time. Yeah, I'm a Satanist, and that kind of talk gets to me. That gets me, you know. Because I believe him. I believe him. I believe he saw it. I believe he saw it. You know, because I saw it. I saw it. People of that conviction and a certain desire for the best for humanity, they get there, they see it. They see how it works, how it's going to happen. You know, I do believe he had a vision. I believe that wholeheartedly. And America heard him too. That's how I know it's going to happen. America heard him. He called out to his brother and sister Americans, and they answered. They came to his aid. Yeah, one of them killed him. But they came. They came and they listened. We're listening today. Of course. Of course they have to tell you that black people aren't Christians. That is the language. That is biblical. That is the words of their God coming back to haunt them for what they have done. Of course, they got to say black people aren't Christian. Of course they do. Of course they all got to be Muslims. He just gave testament to you, Christian style. He out-Jesused everybody. People say, like, they struck him down and became more powerful than they could possibly imagine. You think that's going to happen with Trump? No! He's going to get shot and everyone's going to be like, yeah, good. Is Hitler a martyr? No. No. Mussolini's not a martyr. Franco wasn't a martyr. None of them are martyrs. None of them. Not one. To be a martyr, you have to stand up for something greater than you are. And not even technically. Nobody looks at those people as martyrs. You think they're look at that way at Trump for going to jail for a thing we all know he did? The reason everyone came to MLK's defense is because he was innocent. The reason everyone wept when fucking... when Emmett Till died is because he was innocent. He's a kid. That's a martyr. That's a martyr. It talks about MLK's dream speech and murder, but what they don't talk about is what led up to it. Yeah. Yup. You know, why? Why in the land? You know, it all starts because, like, he's sitting there by himself. He feels betrayed by his country. And he's like, if this is the land of the free, then why is his brother in a Birmingham jail? What did he do? Oh, I see. Jesus has had his second coming many times. Many times, in my opinion. If there is a Jesus, he has come back many times, each time offering salvation. Or at least redemption. But in the words of Blades, some motherfuckers just gotta ice skate uphill. And why? For what? That's the thing that gets me. For what? What do you get at it? What does white America really get out of it? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Nothing. They got nothing except the right to act superior. That's it. That's all you get. Talk about selling your soul on the cheap. The cheap. They got it for pennies. Sold your soul for pennies. Really? Oh, man. Did the feds instigate his assassination? I wouldn't be surprised. It could have been stochastic. Wouldn't have been that hard. It's just as likely as it was. Let me put it this way. Whether or not that guy acted alone, power structure was in on it. One way or another, it was in on it. Yeah, you want to feel superior. You want to know that you're right. Well, too bad. You don't need that. You don't need it. That's what gets me every time. You know, that's really what gets me. It's like, no, you don't need that. You don't need that shit. It was horse shit to begin with. People hold on to that stuff. I'm always like, I don't get why you need to do this. Don't make a lot of sense to me. I don't get it. But when he says, I've been to the mountaintop, I'm like, I believe him. I believe him. You know me, I'm a bit of a spiritualist. So, yeah. Yeah, I 100% believe him. That man did not need faith. He knew. He knew. And that's why I am pretty confident that America is going to get over this. But we want to make it happen. We want to make it happen so that we can put an end to the undue suffering that has been caused. Never stood by equality equals opposition mentality of those in power? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because they got the power and they don't want to share it. That's why Jesus says the rich man cannot get into heaven. The rich man cannot get into heaven. Better chance of getting a camel through the eye of a needle than a rich man getting into heaven. Because the rich man is the power structure. In order to have that power and those riches, you have to have given up your soul already. Oh, they know it's selfish and asshole-ish. They don't care. Their soul is gone. They don't have it anymore. And they have convinced others to barter theirs away bit by bit. Exception by exception. The ends justify the means. Let God sort them out. He wouldn't even sell it. He wouldn't even sell it. Jesus wouldn't even sell it. He would give it away. Give it away. That's what Jesus would do. That's the ideal. He says, give everything else, give up material possessions, and the kingdom of heaven is yours. And he doesn't mean like when you die, he means right now. Every rich guy in the world could enter the kingdom of heaven if they but gave up all material possessions. Just gave them up. Just gave them away. All of it. All of it. Well, I give to charity. No. All of it. You must have nothing. And then you will begin to see, you will begin to experience it. Poor person doesn't need to do that. The poor person already has nothing. Yeah, the rich man's take on that is to build a very large needle a camel can pass through. Yeah, see, I did it. No. Now do me a favor. Knit me a sweater with that needle. Knit me a sweater with it. Hell, you give a needle that large to the best fucking tailor in the world. See if he can fucking do it. Or she. See if they can fucking do it. I bet you they can't. That ain't a needle. And the eye of the needle ain't no fucking gate in Egypt either. There never was such a thing. That is an excuse that white evangelicals fucking made up to justify fucking over black people and taking their money. Are you fucking crazy? Elon Musk sews a massive space sweater. All right, blonde artist, you take care. You like hubby's view on it's not the wealth itself, it's what you did to acquire the wealth that keeps you out? Well, yeah. Because guess what you got to do to get it? You have to think you deserve it. Ooh. You have to think you deserve to have more than your brother or your sister. Because it's hard to give up. It's hard to give up. Particularly if we live in a capitalistic world. Very hard to give up. You know? It's hard. Yeah. And don't worry. Even if you don't think you did nothing wrong, having so much more than your fellow person will create a separation between you two. Oh, it will. It's sneaky. It's sneaky. Well, why don't you just work harder? How hard did you work, really? You telling me you work harder than a coal miner? Bullshit. Bullshit. Wealth is the most accepted corrupting force of the planet next to organized religion. Yep. Money is the ultimate drug. Yep. Yeah, I hope wealth hoarding on that level is a universal sin. Better for us to make sure that everyone has what they need. Right? Makes sense to me. Massive. Must make a sweater that burns up in space. Yeah. Yeah. Rich guys ain't gonna save us. Rich guys ain't gonna save us. We gotta save us. And we will. We will. It will happen. We will do it. Because if we don't, hey, there'll be no one left to prove me wrong. Yeah, point of access money to help those that have less. You know? People are like, what would you do if you all of a sudden you had $1 million? I'm like, sit on it for a year. Wouldn't do nothing with it. Nothing. Wait a whole year for taxes to fucking happen. And just like, all right, now I got this money. Now what do I do with it? I will have spent that year planning it, thinking about it. What would I like to do with it? Worst thing you could do is buy yourself a new house. Don't get yourself in debt. Hold on to it for a little while. Think about it. Don't live an extravagant lifestyle. Don't buy the brand new car. Just give yourself a extra $100 a week. You know, if you need to fix something, do that. Like, we need a new toilet. Oh, well, yeah, get yourself a new toilet. Holy shit. Like, my computer's busted. I need a new one. Yeah, buy that. Just don't go overboard. Just let it sit there. Let's sit there until after taxes. Because that's mine. I don't gotta worry about it. All I had to do was wait a year. Don't make any big purchases. Don't buy that jet. Don't buy that mansion. Don't buy that car. Because who knows? Who knows, right? Give the tax man his due first. Yeah, but getting a tattoo, getting tattoo equipment, that's not like lots of money. That's like a couple thousand. A couple $1,000 probably get you everything you need to like practice tattooing for a year. I'm pretty sure the gun itself is only a couple hundred. Let's see. Oh, dude, not even. Most of these I'm looking at, these complete kits are like in the 40s, like $40. Damn. Wow. Yeah, not expensive at all. Yeah. Like the biggest kit here is like less than $100. You don't need $1 million for that. Yeah, render unto Caesar what is his. So he don't fuck you. And don't invest in some bullshit either. Always look for what people can deliver. Because it's real easy to throw money away. And you don't want to throw it away. You might want to give it away, but you don't want to throw it away. You don't want to give some guy $10,000 and just be like, man, that guy didn't, he just tossed it away. I didn't even get to feel good about buying a homeless guy lunch. And of course, there's so many things I would love to fucking help fix, but god damn it, nobody wants to do it. We could start solving the homeless problem today. Today. We could probably wipe it out in 10 years. Across America, probably less than the cost of a missile. Probably only be a couple $1 billion spent over 10 years. Four walls, a roof, locked door, running water and electricity. You know, maybe a small refrigerator. See, I actually think that what we could do is we could actually build settlements for homeless people in and around the city. The land exists. The land is there. But there's a couple of things that you cannot do that they all fucking do. Which is like, well, you know, you can't come in after. No, bullshit. You could leave, come and go as you please. Come and go as you motherfucking please. If you are gone for a month, your unit goes to someone else. We just gotta assume something bad happened to you. Oh, but what if they start doing drugs? So? They're doing drugs on the street now. Oh, well, they shouldn't be doing drugs. Fuck you. That's just an excuse to not do it. It's an excuse to not do it, and it's setting people up for failure. Do crack in your fucking house for all I goddamn care. I'm worried about four walls, a roof, a door with a lock, and a bed. And a place to take a shit. How hard is that to maintain? You know, really. It's not. And you let people come and go as they please. Hey, guess what? They're not all like fucking crowded out in front of the door waiting for someone to fucking unlock it. Oh, but what if somebody doesn't need it or comes in and who cares? Well, then why do I have to work? Why indeed? Why indeed? Ah, who gives a crap? Oh, but I had to work in a... Then stop. Then stop. Does acting like you're superior to others worth so much you're willing to kill yourself over it? Be my guest. But it's not their problem. Oh no, anti-drug stuff is, the whole purpose is dehumanization. The whole purpose. But here's the thing. Even places what have good homeless everything. You know what middle class people still do? Go to work. You know why? Because they still make more that way than living in a homeless place. Even if the homeless place is pretty good. Because then they have to offer people a living fucking wage. You know, 87-year-old grandmother in her dementia state has defaulted to her most known state, working like a dog at a sewing factory. Oh, oh, oh my God. For 9 hours a day, she's reliving working in a sweatshop. Awesome. Well, ain't that great? Fuck. That's horrible. That's the most horrible thing I've ever, one of the most horrible things I've ever heard. No. God. Most known state. Damn. That is horrid. That is horrid. Yeah, that's hell. That is a hell. You know, that's a hell you can't escape from. Oof. Yeah, she thinks you're her supervisor. Yeah. Oh. Oh, that hurts. My grandma don't know who I am either, but at least she thinks I'm some handsome young visitor. You know? She thinks I'm a relative that lives in Italy. I am like, I didn't know we had relatives that lived in Italy. You tell her every 5 minutes to clock out, take the day off. Dude, that's the secret of life right there. Good job. Good fucking job. Nah, you cracked the code. That's magic. That's the ability of magic to liberate you, man. That's good. Good. Keep doing that. No, keep doing that. Like, no, have the day off. Like, what? You're supposed to be on vacation. No, we'll pay for it. Don't worry about that. You know? She thought she was with her dead family, just not the living one. Nah, that's sad, but like, it could be worse. The employers rated 2.5 out of 10. Oh, wow. But no, Johnny Too Dangerous. I'm impressed. Good thinking. Workday's over, Abigail. Don't you remember? You know. Oh, that's smooth. That's smooth. That's the secret of life. It's
ゴジラとジャガーでパンチパンチパンチパンチパンチ泣くな僕らも頑張ろう
That's the meaning of life.
And then afterwards, she is asked to go home to her mom and dad, both of whom been dead since I was 18. Ooh. Damn. Nah, but sounds like you're doing all you can for her. Which is good stuff. Good stuff. I'll be right back. Getting myself a little libation. Just worried how my mom who's gonna do. Oh, I'll look at the floor for a month on May 2nd to get my retina fixed. Oh, you. Yeah, I get you. I get you, Johnny. Uh, Year 7 of the dementia. Yeah, my grandmother's had dementia for over a decade at this point. She's over 100 now. Yeah, Jesus. Well, one day it'll happen. One day it'll happen. You know. But I was just thinking, like, random thought. Like, imagine a demon war, right? Like, everyone's like, fighting demons, and they get to the biggest, baddest demon, and all of a sudden, some weird guy comes out of nowhere, and he's like the legendary demon slayer. Instead of pulling out a sword or like flexing or being hugely muscled, he just looks like some weird guy. And then just all of a sudden, he just like, I don't know, starts a dance off or something. And the whole idea being some conflicts are only hard because you're taking them too seriously. Sometimes you just gotta loosen up. Yeah, some random asshole appears. Oh my god, yeah, it's like Weird Al or something. Oh, dude. Oh, dude. And it'd have to turn out that that guy was actually like Satan. Like he's actually like king of the demons. It's like, why would the king of the demons be stopping this guy? Because he fucked up. Because dude fucked up. See, grandmother is in her 90s, bore 12 children, counting my father, and outlived 3 husbands. Dang. Oh, man. Yo, Weird Al is great. He's great live. Yeah, he's so fun. Want to see something fucked up?
Subscribe, I'll stop when I reach the number, I'm sorry!
Oh, whoops.
Hello, sir, you've...
Subscribe, I'll stop when I reach the number, I'm sorry!
Yeah, the hobo's devil all along. Yeah.
Hello,
Let's
sir,
see.
you've been outside of my house for about 4 days now. Do you need something?
Hello there, sir. I am Sonichu. I love you.
What?
I have been informed there are stories about me being spread by just some really rude people, some trolls, and I would like to give my side of the story if you are willing to listen. Yeah.
My better judgment says call the police, but you are confusing me so much I need to know what's going on.
Thank you for your kind heart. Now, first of all,
tell me why I'm stuck as a virgin with rage.
What?
yeah, these no good trolls stole my PlayStation account password, and they said they would only give it back if I sent a video of me shoving my medallion up my ass. So I did.
Dude, you can just call PlayStation Network to reset your password.
Yeah, I found out that's true. That's the only way to do that. So I didn't have to do that with my medallion.
How old were you?
27.
No.
I have the power! Feel my wrath!
Hey, I'm thirsty. I heard you mention orange Fanta.
Tails, get out of the room. You are not supposed to hear this. This is not for kids. Get out.
You were just talking about soda.
It was not just soda. It was not.
Put down your wares and bring yourselves unto me. I will hunt you down and really smite thee.
With your mother?
Well, no, there is a simple explanation. You see, someone called me a motherfucker, and I thought it was an order.
You're depraved.
Okay, now that I got all that cleared away, you should also know that I believe I am Jesus, and you should submit everything to me and give me free stuff. And if you criticize me, I'll send you to hell.
You just told me all of that, and you expect me to give in and respect you?
Yes, I'm all powerful, clearly.
You should be in prison.
Yeah, I was in prison.
How did you escape?
I didn't. Someone bailed me out.
What?
Oh, they did it while I was making this cartoon.
I don't know how to end this. I had this planned like a week ago. He's out there. He's out in public. He's out of prison. What do I even do?
Man, yeah, that Chris Chan iceberg, dude. That's so weird. It's so odd. Like I don't know what to tell you, man. World's filled with all kinds of people. Some of them are okay. Some of them not so much. Some of them not so much. Just seems to be the way it is. The way of the world. The way of fucking life. Yeah, to call him a mental case would be an underestimation. Like, he's all kinds of fucked up. He, she, I don't even know, I don't know, whatever it is, Here's the thing. Here's one of the things that I've noticed. Yeah, so many layers of what the fuck. Like, he really rightly should have just been a person everybody ignored. You know? Just been like, oh, God, it's Chris. Oh, fuck. Oh, get this guy out of here. Like, what the fuck? You know? Like, there's autism and then there's whatever that is. You know? I know plenty of autistic people, severely autistic people that don't behave like Chris Chan. And then I know some that don't understand that you don't masturbate in public. So, you know, it's a spectrum. Like all things, you know. Ah. Yeah, I know what you mean, but I'm glad I didn't grow up with the internet. Like, I don't know if I ever did anything. I think I may have. Well, no, not really. Like, some of the cringy stuff, the just cringy stuff he did on stream, that I might have done, but not any of the other crap. Like, I wouldn't have shoved my medallion up my ass on camera. I'd have just gotten a new password. You know, I wouldn't have flown off the fucking handle because they changed the design of Sonic's gloves. Yeah, he only became famous because of internet bullies. He definitely needs help. You know, I can only laugh uncomfortably. Like, I don't find too much joy in Chris Chan. You know, it bothers me. Former video game music creator who went insane. You're gonna have to narrow the field down a little bit. You know, a lot of people go crazy. I don't know what it is. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you liked the review of Return of the Living Dead. Oh yeah, he definitely needs assistance. Like, he's just nuts. Yeah. Just like the quartering, he got banned from a lot of card shops, a lot of stores. Yeah, I wonder what the quartering is up to these days. Is he even still around?
My name's Jeremy.
Yeah, yeah. He did. He is still around. Wait. Matt Walsh hacker shares his tax records. Whatever. He's still a fucking grifter. Yeah, like fuck that guy. Yeah, I think about these kinds of people a lot. You know, I think about these people a lot because I don't get them. I don't get them. You know, like if I was doing what the quartering did, I would have to rethink my life. You know, in fact, I actually, hell, I got nowhere close to where the fucking quartering is, and I still decided to pull back and think about my life. Seemed like a better idea than just battling assholes on the internet. Hey, Super Anime Girl, how you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, but I think about that bullshit a lot. I think about that bullshit a lot because it fascinates me. You know, like, do you really? Why do some people think that it's okay to just shit on people all day? Hey, happy 28th. Let's have a happy birthday for Super Anime Girl. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. May the candles on your cake burn like cities in your wake. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Every day brings closer death. Go on, take another breath. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. You know what? Yeah, Jeremy would be arrested for being obsessed with Brie Larson, but she never had any idea he existed. Yeah, she was a little probably too busy making Marvel movies. You know, I imagine that's a bit more of a priority than what some chode says on the internet. You know? Oh, yeah, there are a lot of Star Wars hate channels now. I don't watch any of them. Because you know those guys are all guys like the Quartering and Steven Crowder and shit. They all end up jacking it in San Diego.
I'm gonna jack it where the sun always shines. He's gonna jack it. Been spreading the word and now I need to ease my mind. Jacking it, oh. Been planting them apple seeds and while the apples grow, I'm gonna go out jacking it in San Diego. Jacking it, jacking it, jacking it, jack. Spanking it, jacking it, spanking it, smack. I don't need no shirt, no. Gonna take them pants right off. He's about to jack it. On such a bright day, who needs underwear or socks? Jack it, jack it, oh. Been around God's country, and there's one thing I know. There's no better place for jacking it than San Diego. Jack it, jack it, jacking it, jack. Spanking it, smacking it, smack. Jacking it, jacking it, jacking it, jack. Jacking it, spanking it, spanking it, smack. Come to San Diego, there's so much to see. From the sparkling waters of Mission Bay to the warm tortillas of Old Town. And after a day of sightseeing, why not try spanking it in one of our charming city streets? San Diego, come, take a load off. Jacking it, jacking it, jacking it, jack. Spanking it, smacking it, smack. A whacking it, whacking it, whacking it, whack. Spanking it, jerking it, smacking it, smack. The cars are passing me by, they honk and say hello.
Hey, that guy's jacking it.
From his window, there's a guy shooting video of him jacking. And if the good Lord Jesus comes knocking on my door, just tell him that I'm jacking it in San Diego. Jacking it, jacking it, jacking it, jack. Spanking it, spanking it, smacking it, smack. He's about to jack it. Jacking it, jacking it, jacking it, whacking, whacking, spank, whack, spanking it.
You really hate what's going on with the Mandalorians, but holy shit, I don't care about Jedi storylines. Oh, you really like what's going on with the Mandalorians. Oh, yeah. Well, like, until you do something different with the Jedi is no point. Kira's like, I have some nightmare story about Magic the Gathering Discord servers. Oh, boy. Oh. They tried watching one of the drama channels. That shit is so nasty. I know. Like, who gives? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You know, like, oh, guys doing this. Like, I used to be really into that back in, like, I don't know, 2012. But, like, now it's just like, wow, oh my God, I don't care. Oh my God, I don't care. I don't care about your stupid opinion. You know, why would I fucking all of a sudden I had to think, why am I spending time listening to people whose opinion I don't respect? Oh yeah, they're totally punching down. Drama channels are the sign that a trend's about to die. Look at how makeup channels died. Yeah, they all moved to TikTok. I know, pedos are under the bed. Ah, pedophilia, watch my channel. You know, I just, whatever. You know, like, fuck you. Like, just because you have a platform doesn't mean you have anything worth saying. You know, or worth listening to. Like, I got on TikTok, you know, and every other channel I run into is like some sort of weird Trumper channel. Like, they're on TikTok now, and it sucks. Because they all sound the same. I guess he just couldn't handle it. Well, Snowflake's gonna snowflake. Or if it's a woman, it's like, what the fuck? I thought Trumpers were afraid of TikTok. No, they hate it. They hate it because it's Chinese, but like now they're using it to get the message out. The other thing I'm going to say is like no one has anything worth saying on TikTok Live. I'll tell you that right now. You know, some of them TikTok channels where people are just like, hey, I did this thing, or hey, this thing happened, or here's my response. Like, that's good. That's okay. But those fucking TikTok Live channels are a wasteland. It's a fucking wasteland. Yeah, we've come to TikTok to spread the news of how lame we are. Yeah, and it works every time. Like, here's the thing. Like, the ones that do really well are, of course, like the e-girls, the e-thoughts, which I see the appeal of looking at someone lounging around in their underwear. You know, don't get me wrong. I mean, I understand the entertainment value of that. You know, I can only do it for like a minute and a half at a time. Because then I'm like, well, I'm not actually having a conversation with this person. I'm just looking at him. I kind of... Well, yeah. Like I said, like the TikTok channels are okay, but those live shows are just ass. It's just people yelling at each other. You know, and I'm always like, oh, here's another conservative one. We're like, well, what about Biden? What about Biden? You know, I don't see how this is a racist country just because I'm white. Really? Wow. Like, if you want to find the dumbest sons of bitches on the face of the earth, I recommend cruising TikTok live channels. You know, you will find one very quickly. Might have to go through a few channels because some of them are just people hanging out, and you're like, well, I can't judge. They're just hanging out. You know, not that I want to watch people do that, but like, you know, whatever. But then you run into someone with a big red hat and a big American flag that says Trump on it. You know, let's hold on. Let me see. Let me pull up TikTok right now. See how long this takes. All right. No. Don't do that. Just go TikTok live. All right. First one. No idea. They're just. Okay, 2. A lot of guys without shirts on. I don't know what that's about. And 4. All right, this is the 5th one. All right, this one's actually taking longer than normal. Oh, wait, got one. There it is. There's a Trump flag back there. Ooh. Christian Demon Channel.
Can you hit the hospital just has to, provide resources and provide the staff to prevent the death. And you can see
This anti-abortion fight is your fault. Don't ask black women to help.
because they do. They don't provide enough
What?
to those black women. And it's just
I don't even want to know. Oh, here's a guy with like 9 request channels, but nobody's there. The loneliest guy on TikTok. No idea what that's about. Ooh, I see the Mecca flag. All right. This is people. Wow, I've only found one today. Hey, maybe that algorithm's working for me. How can abortion laws be a woman's right issue if trans men can get pregnant? Okay. Ooh, another Christian one. Okay, that's this random person. Oh man, it's a.
So it's like it's weird to me that in these lives we get in like we're arguing when we were over territory. We tried to reboot the whole damn thing.
Huh. Oh, another Christian one. All right. Come on. Ow. We're light today. Wait, there are white people who are suspicious of Wendy's because he. Okay, all right, just because the founder was adopted. Okay. Wow. Well, at least I'm not adopted. Man, ain't that just distilled cruelty? Yeah, that's how you know, like, it's really about cruelty for some people. It's like, ooh, Jesus says I can be mean. It's like, that's what you wanted? You know, you could be mean anyway. Whatever. Yeah, but this allows me to be mean with impunity, you know. Yeah, it's so racist they think ranch is ghost pepper spice. I know. I know. Ah. Well, I think I'm going to sign off for right now. I want to thank you all for hanging out with me. It was good seeing you. I'm probably going to eat some food, do some stuff. I will check y'all later. Until next time, I've Ace Satanic, Disco Inferno. And remember, Satan and I are looking after you. We're looking out for you. Love y'all very much.